Yesterday, I did a video about what this particular YouTuber in the Jewish community was saying that other groups need to do to build the community. To be honest, he wasn't talking about the black community. I made the title of the black community so you guys would watch it. And of course, a lot of people got upset at some of the things he was saying. I'm gonna just give you an excerpt of some of the things he was talking about building a community, and then we'll come back.
There's a commandment. Love your neighbor like you love yourself. In other words, just like you want to be successful in your heart, you should want to wish that on other people. Because at the end of the day, we all come from one source. When you do well, the other person should also do well. And when somebody else does well, it does not take away from you. You should love the person so much that you want other people in your community to do well.
So basic things like that, he was teaching other groups how the Jewish community do it and what creates success in communities. I completely agree. And I was talking about the fact that black people, especially us in the diaspora, it could be the African American community, it could be the Afro-Caribbean community, it could be in Africa. We have a problem with working together. That's why we don't have what we should have. And then a lot of people in the comments were saying silly things, right? I want to review how ridiculous and, in my opinion, how stupid these comments were, all right? So guys, we are going to review comments that make absolutely no sense. And again, this is what I tell you, whenever you have any subject talking about black people working together, you're always going to get, I would say, anti-progressive Negroes making statements that are against what the topic is, okay? So let's look at this person, 350 BMW 09. This person says, O'Shea, what data are you referencing to come to the conclusion that black folks don't support each other? I have been black my whole life and I have never heard another black person refuse to support another black person's business. Stop the show. This person must not be black in America, all right? Because we know that we have those problems in the black business where we don't want to go to a black doctor. We don't want to support black restaurants. We have people like this. This person, I don't know what crack they are smoking, but continue. Sounds like you're projecting your mindset onto all black people and running with this silly narrative. It's disingenuous to compare black folks to these other groups. See, you always hear that with a loser. I'm sorry. When a person talks like this, they're letting you know that they cannot be worked with at all. They're going to come with every excuse as to why they can't. Let's continue. They have been made whole from the oppression through economic recompense, so it's nothing for them to build within their communities. Black Americans have yet to be made whole from a quarter century of slavery and the subsequent wholesale theft of our collective wealth that is still happening today in 2024. You want to employ individual solutions to government-created problems, and it doesn't work that way. So, okay, government-created problems. Do you expect the government to solve it? Because they won't. The point of you talking about all of this history, yeah, it's valid. But you want government-created problems to be solved by the government, which they're not going to give you because they would have already given it to you. Or if they do, it might not be in this lifetime. So, what can you do? What can we do? It's up to us, right? But no, this is why you can't work with a person like this. Black folks didn't get to the bottom of the economic totem pole from our own actions. We do the best we can within the communities we have been able to salvage. The last thing I'm going to do is listen to these other groups wagging their finger at black folks. They have been paid, their communities have been rebuilt, and they aren't in sabotage. If this Jewish man cared so much about the black community, he would advocate for cash payment reparations for FBAs, just like his people received. That's a valid point, but this is not what we're talking about. And honestly, if you watch the video what the guy is talking about, he never mentioned any race. I put the title black to reach our group. Again, he has valid points, which have nothing to do with what we're talking about. Because we have black people who have been educated since slavery, blacks who become successful. So us working together is something that we can still do regardless of what has happened. He's not talking about that. He's giving an excuse about everything else and looking for government-created problems to give government-created solutions when we are our own solution. Our solution is greater than what the government can give us. So this is a person you cannot work with. Anybody like this is anti-progressive and they have excuses. Even though these are valid reasons, it does not overcome the fact that black people are better than what the government can give them. Okay? Our group is better than reparations, even though we deserve it. It's better than that. What we can do is worth more than that. Let's continue. O'Shea and everyone in this comment section needs to learn about Black Wall Street and other rich Black areas that were destroyed or sabotaged. We are only 100 years removed from these events. We're removed from those events because we're not doing the same actions as we used to. That's the whole point of the video. What was the point of saying that? Again, that was a stupid comment. I'm sorry. We're trying to live somewhere in the past where, okay, we were removed from that, but now we need to get back to the whole point. So what's the whole point of going back and looking at that when this is how we used to be? That's a good reason to look at how we were, but we're not there now, obviously. We're trying to get back to that, okay? Doesn't make sense. So, you have this person here. All this is about group economics. Dr. Claude Anderson wrote a book on this 23 years ago. Okay, I have the book. What was the point of that? Even Dr. Claude Anderson, the person you're mentioning, was getting ready to quit. Because why? He felt Black people were not listening. So he wrote the book. It's a bestseller. And you know what the person who wrote the book said? They did not listen to me. I'm wasting my time. This brother says, dude, are racist. What does that have to do with what the guy is talking about? I wouldn't care if he's a racist or not, which you don't have no proof of that. But what was the whole point of saying that? Again, you hear people that have comments like you can't work with them. Love them, you can't work with them. I'm not at the bottom. I'm living in my hood getting money without working for the whites. I'm proud Shinnecock in Yuchi American Indian. Oh my God, one of these Negroes. Brown skin complexion, not Black. Ain't no Black community. We are from the lands of the earth, Aboriginal Go people. This person is completely delusional. You can never have a conversation with somebody that talks like this. Next person. Again, your podcast will be taken more seriously and can get more followers if you take that stupid hat off. The late Kevin Samuels knew that. This is a person that is definitely poor. I mean, out of all of that, you would recognize just that. This is how silly this person is, okay? This so-called Jew is a liar. In the Jewish encyclopedia, it has them listed under a different nation called Edom, and Edom is an Esau in the Bible, and no Jews come out of Esau but Jacob. If you are on your father's lines, Negroes, Jamaicans, Haitians, again, this person is a complete idiot. That has nothing to do with what he was talking about in the video. Which, if he wants to call himself Jews, if they want to call themselves the coconut community, if they want to call themselves whatever they want to refer to themselves as, who cares? It's the information that the person is giving. If he called himself the Blueberry Mufflers, it would have been great information. But this is the person you cannot work with because they're not smart. Okay? These are the people that you got to avoid because they're unintelligent. This person goes, Kinganda, you're ill-informed. Go study Black Wall Street and similar Black economic success stories like it in other parts of the United States and tell me how they were formed and destroyed. Then get back at me. Black folks don't need any other ethnic groups to instruct us on anything. Stop hating yourself. Bro, I do more work than you do in your life. First of all, number one, I have more of an impact than you on any of these topics or subjects around the world, in the Black world. So if you're talking about somebody that's uninformed or instruct us on anything, you're silly. I use exactly what this person is saying to do what I'm doing. It doesn't even matter if that person is a Jew, if that person was African, it wouldn't matter. Now, what you're talking about is how those things got destroyed. I get it. Yes, we were destroyed. Okay? But what does that have to do with what we are doing now? You still have to try. Obviously, they didn't destroy us. Our group is still bigger than what it was before. So we were not destroyed. Those things might have been destroyed, but it doesn't matter. We overcame that because we're still here. Which means that we got work to do. This is the person you cannot work with. Again, a person that I feel is really stupid. When you hear people like this, they don't have any solution. They don't work anywhere in their community, they don't spend any money in their community, they don't do anything. They sit back and talk like this, all right? And that's why we don't get anywhere. Now, here's the person goes, actually the reason is because we are cursed as a people. This is a result of our ancestors breaking the laws of Yah, resulting in being at the bottom. Us not working together took an act of Yah to get the tribes to do anything as a unit. Prime example, Minister Farrakhan proved it was possible after that day. How often do you see him on TV? Not to mention the killing of our own leaders by the government. Okay, so now we have, this is the reason why we're cursed because of Yah. I don't necessarily want to believe that, because if we are cursed, then we need to give up. Okay, So what's the whole point of talking about anything if we're cursed? So if you want to be cursed, that's fine. You're cursed as a group. I don't believe my group is cursed. I believe that our group is not so far from making the changes that we need to continue. But now let's go back to the video. So let me talk about this. What you saw was a lot of comments that had nothing to do with the video. You heard a myriad of excuses. You heard, well, these people can't tell us nothing. Oh, the Jews, they got the advantage. You heard a lot of stuff that deviated from what this guy was talking about. And do you know what those people revealed themselves as? People who are losers. I'm going to be honest, all right? People who make excuses for why black people or the African American community or the diaspora can't be successful. Those are losers. Let me explain what I'm talking about. I'm an African American. Our people have experienced tumultuous times. Okay? Tumultuous times. We'll talk about slavery, Jim Crow, redlining. We are still here. Okay? And still doing well. Still influencing a lot of positive culture. And you know why? The people who influence the culture don't look for the reasons to be behind as to why they can't do anything. And this is what I see a lot of times in the Pan-African world or in the pro-black community. Whenever you talk about what blacks can be doing better, they'll start making all these excuses. Oh, racism, redlining, well, these other groups got an advantage. Okay, so what are you saying? That as a group of people, you're not strong enough to overcome those obstacles? That's what you're saying when you make these excuses. And I'm gonna tell you, for the excuse makers, never work with them. Those people are not progressive, all right? That's something that I want you to see. All those people who made excuses in the comments, those are the cancers in the black community you have to avoid, because nobody said it was going to be easy. Building communities is never easy, all right? And making excuses is very easy, even if they are true. But do you know what? There is nothing that black people can't do in the world. We have completely, all the time, proven what we can do if we want to do it. But these people who are negative naysayers and always got an excuse, and black people don't have money and this and that, all those things those are people who are unsuccessful and they will never have anything. And other groups have went through things. I'm not saying as tumultuous as us, but they have went through things. And they don't make excuses for where they're at. And neither should we. But the first thing is getting away all the fat off the meat. And those are those cry babies that I was just reading off. I'm sorry, I'm coming for y'all today, right? Because y'all are the people that's telling black people, we don't have money, we can't do this, we can't work together. This is the reason why, but it sounds good. But okay, never talk to them. They don't believe it. They don't believe it, don't work with them. Do you know, when I started making the most money in my life as a testimony, I started doing it with all black people. Okay? I was working in corporate America. I was doing all that stuff. I got my undergrad from Sac State. I got a medical degree. When I started working with my own people and started believing in my own people and started investing in our own group and keeping the money there, I saw success. I know what I'm talking about. You're looking at somebody who does this. Now, here we got a person that ain't never worked with blacks nowhere in the world, that worked for the white man, trying to tell somebody what they can't do. Don't listen to those people. Okay? Because the reason why your child can't go to a black business and get an internship is simply because of people that think like that. All right? If you want to keep money in your community, nobody said it was going to be easy. It is hard. Doing things in Africa is hard. Doing things is difficult. In fact, I was on Woden Maya's live stream the other day. I donated some money, okay? He recognized who I was. It's on my Pan-African dating show account. Here's what Woden Maya said.
Don't give up. Don't give up. Like, I'm just telling you, don't give up. See, even when I started making YouTube videos, when I moved back to the continent, it was extremely hard. I mean, there's so many people that give up on Africa. Most of the YouTubers don't even live in Africa anymore because the challenges of being in Africa is so tough. But I'm just here to tell you that there's no place on earth that there are no challenges. And let me give you a key factor, something that you should consider. When you find yourself in places that there are so many challenges, yeah, that is where the opportunities are. O'Shea Duke Jackson, yeah, let me talk about O'Shea. O'Shea is here. Ugandan shillings. If I convert Ugandan shillings, that's like $1. By the way, O'Shea, thank you for the super chat. I mean, let me talk about O'Shea today. So O'Shea is an African American that moved back to the continent of Africa. I think we first met in Kenya, and I told O'Shea something. I told O'Shea, hey, Africa is tough, but believe me, this is the place. I mean, if I'm lying, you can ask O'Shea. Even that time, I didn't have anything. But I believed in Africa somewhere around 2018. And I told O'Shea, why do you have to live in Europe? Whilst you can make Africa your home. I mean, the challenges are many, but listen, if you can withstand these challenges, you will definitely make it. Look at O'Shea now. O'Shea is living large, like to the extent that O'Shea, I'm the one who advised O'Shea. O'Shea is the one who pays my flight ticket. I can't even afford my own flight ticket. O'Shea is the one, but you cannot tell me that O'Shea is not going through all these challenges. Like I've seen O'Shea being frustrated because Africa can frustrate you. Politics in Africa can frustrate you.
He was talking about my success being on the continent, that it's going to be difficult. And it's the same thing in America. Nobody understands, I feel, living right now, black people like I do. I'm from Black America. I've lived in Africa. I've been here a half a decade on and off. I lived in Europe amongst all blacks. I used to support the Nigerian Independence Day as an African American. So I started to understand that we have very similar issues, but that negative Nancy shit, it gotta go. Anybody who doesn't want to be productive for the community and got excuses, leave them. We love you. We appreciate you. Keep your over there with those comments, all right? Those people who want to work in the community and want to build something better for the community, it's going to take work. It's hard. Those negative Nancy's, let them be out there with having nothing. Because those people are not going to support you no way. They're only there to support drama, support bullshit, and all of that. You can't work with them. God bless you. Stay over there. Got no problem with you. Okay? You guys want to be over there with that, all that stuff? And in the black community, we need winners. You know, what about in the 50s and 60s when we had A.G. Gaston, a guy who was worth $300-something million? Do you think he had excuses? No. Working with black people is actually the most lucrative thing you can do if you just stay in the business, if you can stay in the game. If you can provide a good service for the black world, you're going to be very successful. It's not going to be easy though, but it's something that you would understand. And when I'm looking at the Jews, I'm looking at the Indians, I'm looking at the Chinese, my question to you is this: are they better than us? No, they're not better than us. Are they greater than us? No. We have as much talent as anybody else. Let's go through it. In the African American community, let's just limit that to what I understand, right? Do we have the population? Yes. Do we have the talent? Yes. Do we have the skill? Yes. So we're not no different than anybody else. In Africa, we have everything that we need. So it's just a mindset. And if we can shift that mindset and especially leave those negative Nancy Negroes to the side, we can have all that we want almost overnight. It's not gonna be overnight, but it's gonna take some time, but we can have it and we can control it. If we build trust within each other. But those people who believe you can't do it, don't talk to them. It's okay. Continue having nothing with the way you think. It's fine. Because I know a loser when I hear it. I know a loser when I read you type. And that's exactly what I believe those people are. They are losers for the black world. They can't fight. They can't fight for Black America. They can't fight for Africa. They can't bring nothing to the table talking and thinking like that. All right? I'm going to tell you, when I see some brothers have certain projects, grassroots projects, and raise $1 or $2 million or $3 million without no advertising, that just shows you what black people can do. It just shows you what we have. So what more could we have? These people support each other more. All we got to do is find a reason why we should, and everything else will handle itself. But the negative Nancy's and the haters and the got to be kept out. Y'all can get mad in the comments and go and cry all day like you do, and you do very well. And I have a lot of tissue for you Negroes. Like seriously, cry all day and bitch and moan and all of that. I love that for you. Love you like a play cousin, but don't want you around me. I need people who want to win for the black world. People who on fire for black people. That's what we need. And if we can't get that, stay away. Stay over there complaining with the we can't do nothings and all of that. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Shirley Jackson, back at it again. Here on Kanganda. Fair use, I'm out.